small amount in your coffee, and that's it. And the only reason why, maybe a little bit of cream if you're going to drink a cup of coffee, and it's got to be cream from cows that haven't been fed hormones, because they do that too. They poison that dairy that you're drinking, you're getting from the store. They homogenize it, they pasteurize it, and then and besides that, they gave hormone shots and antibiotic shots to the cows. So it's all ridiculous. And you're drinking that stuff? I don't think so. I'm not going to drink it. Anyway, so much for milk. But the vitamin A is found in whole milk, but don't drink it. So take some extra. Make sure you're getting a good multiple vitamin, and at least an extra 10,000 IUs of vitamin A every day if there's lupus. And make sure you're getting vitamin A from beta carotene as well. So you're getting mixed sources of vitamin A. And then you're on the right track. And then if you're under the supervision of an herbalist or a health practitioner, you can take 100,000 for 1 month and then go back to 10,000. It will do extraordinary things for your skin, and it'll fight lupus. You just can't stay on 100,000 IUs of vitamin A for more than a month. Get back to that 10,000, stay with that dose. That fights lupus. Oh yeah, everyday liquid sunshine vitamin D3 that's in our Make Lifestyle Changes report, which the lupus sufferer should be going and looking at this report for lupus, and they should be looking at the report for Making Lifestyle Changes, which is the first report under common conditions. That gives you the perfect diet. And with lupus, you really need the perfect diet. Most people with lupus I see are overweight. I don't see them underweight. They're overweight, and they don't know how to combat it. And maybe, I don't know, man, they just don't seem to be. I haven't had anybody who was serious about getting rid of their lupus. They seem to think, the people that have come to me, and there's been about 100, and they hear what I have to say, and they say, oh, thank you very much, and goodbye. They don't do anything. I don't know. Is the evil so evil that the people with lupus can't hear me? I don't know. Something wrong. Anyway, vitamin D, and the secret with vitamin D, because we're gonna push the immune system into overdrive, so you can get rid of things that be so strong. Because did you know vitamin D3 slashes the risk of cancer by 77%? 77% get rid of cancer with just vitamin D3? Why not? So vitamin D3. The secret is 50 drops. 50 drops. Once a day, every day, for 15 days. After 15 days, you drop back. What you've done is you boosted the immune system, then you drop back and go to a serious maintenance dose that is a serious blood-related herb supplement, vitamin D3. And you go from 50 every day for 15 days. 16th day, you go to 10 drops. And you stay at 10 drops. That's a lot more than anybody will tell you you need. But 10 drops is the dose. And it'll keep slashing cancer risk by 77% and building and regulating your immune system towards not attacking you. So that's what you do with the vitamin D3. Vitamin E, 400 IUs every day, and it thins the blood as a natural blood thinner. 400 IUs of vitamin E every day. And if there's some reason why you got to go to surgery, you don't take vitamin E because it's thinning the blood. You do not want to thin the blood, and doctors know that. They don't know enough to tell you to take vitamin E if you're not having surgery. They only know enough to tell you don't take it if you are going to have surgery. Interesting, there's selective wisdom. Anyway, vitamin E, everybody, 400 IUs. It would be a natural blood thinner, and it's effective for easing lung inflammation and related allergies. And studies were conducted on animals, so it's not clear, because no one's interested in doing studies with humans, because the evil FDA and the evil pharmaceutical industry have manipulated control of your health. So, and they're not interested in human studies with any natural remedy. They're only interested in what poisons drugs give you a reaction that give you temporary relief so they can poison you with it. And then when it does finally poison you, they tell you, oh, well, we have to, you got a reaction from this drug now, and we get that all the time. So here's another drug, and it'll give you another reaction, and we'll just keep zombieing you to death, because that's what they do. It's disgusting. Anyway, borage oil. See, all these oils are lacking when there's lupus. That's why we got that liquid sunshine, we got the vitamin E, we got the borage oil, and we're taking 1,000 milligrams every day. We're taking grapefruit seed extract because that's going to kill all kinds of pathogens in the digestive tract. Grapefruit seed extract, and is what you would take with you if you go on a trip. When I go to another country, I always take some grapefruit seed extract with me so I can purify the water. It'll kill the bacteria, fungus, and virus in their water, and I can drink it. In case I don't have my colloidal silver water generator with me, as long as I have my generator, I can put that down and I can sterilize the water. Then I can drink any water in any country, because I have a water purifier called a colloidal silver water generator. Also, if besides purifying the water by the quart, every 5 minutes I can purify a quart of water that's teeming with bacteria, fungus, and virus with my colloidal silver water generator box, which is the size of a deck of cards. But that's in 5 minutes. And in 10 minutes, if I was starting to come down with a cold, a flu, a virus, some kind of a sickness, I don't know what's going on, then I leave the rods in the water for 10 minutes and make medicine water that is teeming with submicroscopic particles of silver that attach themselves to viruses and funguses and bacteria and get rid of them. And then I can drink the water. And so it's a water purifier, and I always carry my colloidal silver water generator with me wherever I go. And then I don't have to worry about the grapefruit seed extract, but I always carry some of that too, just in case. In case I can't get to my generator. But anyway, those are just a few survival things I automatically throw in my briefcase, in my suitcase. The other most important thing besides the grapefruit seed extract that kills bacteria, funguses, and viruses on contact and will purify your water with 3 drops in a gallon will purify a gallon of water. But the other thing with there's lupus, you want to know about super green foods. You know, the barley grass, the chlorella, all of the wheatgrass and alfalfa powder, and the seaweed that's from the Atlantic, because we can't trust anything coming out of the Pacific anymore. It's all loaded with radiation. So what does our government do? Oh, well, if we know that so many units of radiation will kill you, we'll raise the limit. So now you can because we say so in a CDC, a bunch of liars and conspirators. CDC, you know, they're evil. They lie and they cheat, and they give you false reports, and they tell you vaccines are okay, and all kinds of things. So, but anyway, super green food powders. That's your energy source. That's a detoxifier. That's got all that chlorella and spirulina and barley grass, wheatgrass. It's all there in the super green, number 3600 super green veggie powder. It's also available as a liquid if you'd rather have a liquid than a powder. And that is what has saved my life here in Jamaica, because I don't have any of my vitamins. And if it wasn't for the super green foods, I'd probably come down with something. I wouldn't have the energy, the stamina, the endurance to keep on going. But the super green foods, I got that. That was my first shipment that I got from Health and Herbs, was some super green food powder. I could make a power drink and I could have a lot of energy. So that's what I did. But super green foods, be sure and get the super green foods and go to the herbalhealthreview.com website. Click on Common Conditions and click on Make Lifestyle Changes. herbalhealthreview.com, Common Conditions, Make Lifestyle Changes. And that's exactly, it's got the super green food. It tells you where to use it, how to make a power drink, and so forth. And when you do that, that Make Lifestyle Changes report is going to change your life, because it will make you super person. Really will. Now, these are the things we must have when there is lupus. Some of that super green food powder that goes into a power drink. And it tells you all about it. Then it gives you a liver formula, because we got to work on the liver. Because with lupus, the liver is weak. And one of the things we can use is the liver herbal formula. Another thing we can use is the colon and liver cleansing liquid, or the colon and liver cleansing tea that is for constipation. If there's constipation, we use the CAC herbal tea number 4110. But if there isn't constipation and you're pretty regular, then number 1078 CAC herbal liquid. And you use a teaspoon, a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. You find out how much you need. You always start with a little bit. Increase it till you feel it, till you know that it's working for you. That's your dose. What your dose is isn't what somebody else's dose is. It's your dose. So just because somebody else can take 2 or 3 tablespoons, you may only need a teaspoon. Start with a little bit, increase it till you find out how much it takes to keep every bowel movement so soft it breaks up in a cloud, because you're getting rid of everything. And your bowel movement has to be loose enough, have enough moisture in it. You have to drink enough water so that it breaks up in a cloud. And if it doesn't, you're reabsorbing everything. It's too tight. It's too impacted. You're reabsorbing all the things you're trying to get rid of. A bowel movement for every healthy person needs to be so soft. When you flush the toilet, it breaks up in a cloud. And you should have 2 or 3 bowel movements in the morning and just really clean out. And if you don't, let's get that CAC liquid for most everybody. And if there's constipation, instead of the CAC liquid number 1078, we'll use the CAC tea number 4110. Now, and we're using some of that liver formula, number 1058. And we're keeping that bowel cleaned out. And we're keeping that, and we're drinking enough water. You say, how much is enough water? It's half your body weight. If you weigh 200 pounds, you want half your body weight in ounces of water. If you weigh 200 pounds, you want 100 ounces of water every day. You can count positive liquids. You can't count if you're drinking juice all day. That's too much sugar. That's maybe healthy, but it's not healthy. It's too much sugar. So you can't just drink juice all day. You can only drink so much carrot juice. It's got sugar in it. You drink juice and you drink water. And that is how you do that. Now, there's a detox formula for detoxing you, number 1033. I would take anywhere from 12 to 30 drops 3 times a day, starting with a small dose, working your way up to 30 drops. Maybe you start with 12 drops, maybe you start with 6 drops, and then you keep adding more and more and more, and you find out either you like it, you don't like it, it's working for you, it's not working for you. Then you call your herbalist and say, hey, this is working great, or it's not working. And the herbalist then adjusts the dosage or the remedy to where you're getting results. Intramax is a multiple vitamin that has over 415 all organic ingredients, and that's the next thing that a lupus person should be having, is the best multiple vitamin in the world. It's a liquid. You take a half of an ounce in the morning and a half of an ounce in the evening, and you use this Intramax. Vitamin C, you want at least 1,000 milligrams or up to as much as 3,000 milligrams every 4 hours of vitamin C. Joint care, that's where it gets rid of the aches and the pains and the misery, and it reduces the inflammation. It's a special formula that I invented. It took me 7 years to invent this one formula where I combined so many different herbs in it that it wound up to being like 67 herbs different. All these herbs in one formula that cleaned the blood, got rid of arthritis, got rid of rheumatism, got rid of inflammation. It's all in joint care. Joint care number 1043. And you're going to take a big dose of that. You'll take one teaspoon 2 or 3 times right in a row. And after you've done that 2 or 3 times for 2 or 3 days, whatever inflammation is going on isn't there anymore. And you say, I don't have any pain. I don't have any inflammation. I took 1 teaspoon 3 times in a row, every 5 minutes, and bam, it all cleared up. And then it went away and it stayed away. And after doing it 3 days in a row, it never came back. I forgot to take it. And so then it's clearing it up. It's cleaning the blood around it. It's giving that inflammation something it never had before. It's not only reducing the inflammation, it's cleaning the blood. It's a blood cleanser as well. A unique formula. Took me 7 years to figure it out, but that's what I had to do for my own severe inflammation and arthritis in my neck. All gone. I couldn't turn my head. I couldn't lift my hand over my head. That's right. I couldn't do that, but I can now. So that's joint care, and that's how to reduce the inflammation. A kidney formula is very important, and probably a kidney cleanse over in the kidney bladder report is a very important thing you could do. But that kidney bladder formula number 1059 is going to be very important, and also the kava kava is going to reduce aches and pain and inflammation. There's a nerves and tension formula with valerian root and other herbs in there to relieve the nerves and the tension in formula number 1012. And all of these are listed in lupus. And you just keep adding one more after another until you get relief. And dandelion root and yellow dock, that nerves formula, the yellow dock formula that gives you iron, the dandelion that is an anti-cancer formula, that an herb. Dandelion is an anti-cancer herb, and it cleans the blood, and we'll use more of that. Violet leaves, that's in the cancer formula, and it's in the joint care formula. But violet leaves, yeah. And there's a lower bowel tonic that if you needed more help with your bowel and you wanted a tincture extract, although you've got that CAC liquid, number 1078, or you've got that CAC tea for constipation, and that's great. But if you'd rather have a tincture extract, there's number 1252, lower bowel tonic. There's that colloidal silver water generator, and you're using that for up to 10 days in a row. You're using that colloidal silver water generator, and you're making up to a quart a day every day for 10 days, and you're taking acidophilus powder, and then on the 10th day you quit using it. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a break for 10 days while you're taking other antibiotics, other anti-inflammatories. And then after you've had a 10-day break, if you've got lupus, go back on it again. And you're going to need to do this for up to 90 days. That's how long it takes for this immune system to finally correct itself and for you to have a lot of relief along the way. But in 90 days, it mysteriously doesn't come back anymore. You can't find it. And that's how that works. So with the colloidal silver water and the acidophilus powder that gives you the correct bacteria, and we're also going to use the colostrum to boost the immune system, because with lupus, you're really not going to, you need to straighten out the immune system and re-inoculate a person with colostrum, which is the immune factors that you get from your mother at birth. It's called colostrum. And when there is lupus, you need to use colostrum to re-inoculate the immune system. Go through a bottle or two of it, and you're done. And you're taking the acidophilus powder to keep the friendly bacteria going in your stomach. And the diet issues specifically relate to lupus patients. In regard to diet and nutrition, you need a reduction of inflammation and swelling and prevention of nutrient deficiencies, because it's rampant. In lupus people, you have nutrient deficiencies, you have inflammation, and you need to work with things that are maintaining strong bones and muscles, like like getting into that, make lifestyle changes report, and looking at the fact that you need HCl hydrochloric acid, and you need to take it 1 tablet with every meal, and take MSM 1 tablespoon with every meal to reduce inflammation. And that's how you spell relief when there's lupus. All of a sudden, you're relieved of the symptoms when you know these things. That's right. MSM powder, 1 tablespoon with every meal, one tablet of hydrochloric acid with pepsin with every meal. All of a sudden, you're absorbing your calcium, you're breaking down the nutrients, you're getting and digesting and assimilating what you never could and never got before. So it's an anti-inflammatory diet for an inflammatory disease. Massage is a good thing if you can find a massage therapist who understands lupus and chronic joint pain and chronic muscle pain, and can improve the circulation and help to relieve the joint stiffness. That would be a good chiropractic physician or chiropractic a doctor or massage therapist. Find somebody who knows how to work with lupus, not somebody who says, "Oh, I never did that before." No, ask them. You're a massage therapist. Have you ever worked with lupus? And if they say yes and it works great, then you got the right one. If they say, I don't know about it, find one that does. Lupus is primarily also affecting the skin. So it's affecting the skin. And that's why we've got to get so we need to improve circulation. And then you may want to avoid intense massage. In other words, that massage therapist, if it's affecting the skin, they're going to know not to give you intense massage because it's going to be too difficult for the skin to bear. If possible, you want to try a professional massage as part of your lupus treatment and management, and chiropractic to help to keep the joints and the stiffness mobile. So there you go. You got a massage therapist, you got a chiropractic, a doctor that you're going to who's familiar with lupus, not somebody who wants to learn on you. And acupuncture, I'm sorry, I've never met an acupuncturist who could actually benefit me. And you certainly want to use an acupuncture doctor who is a Christian, who knows the Lord. Because if he doesn't, he's poking needles into you and he doesn't even know the Lord, I don't think so. I'm not going to go to that guy or her, that lady. And I'm going to take a sip of some green tea. Now, yoga, especially in prayer, when you're praying to your Savior, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, and you're using yoga, that works great. That really works great. Yoga, a Christian yoga, and meditation and prayer in the name of Jesus Christ, Yeshua. Yeah, that is what works when you're talking about lupus, and that is the lupus report. Let's get out of there. Let's go back to the Uber conference. I'm clicking on Prophet Elijah's button there, and I opened up the microphone. And Prophet Elijah, did that give you some information for that person who asked you about lupus?
Most definitely. She was diagnosed last year, and she just wanted to give up, but she's in good strength. So I just told her I would look into this, and I would begin to share something with her that she needs to know. And this is it. Okay,
brother. I'm glad that we're able to help. And I love you, and I love your work, and you're just one of these special people. And folks, you should know a special person like Prophet Elijah Beecham out there in Pike Road, Alabama at the Word of Life Ministry. And his telephone number, if you'd like to give him a call and say hi, is 334-868-3881. Yes, call him up and just praise the Lord with him. 334-868-3881. Prophet Elijah, did you have any other question or comment, sir?
No, that was a great detailed information you gave, and this is what people need to really hear. And I like what you said, that when people come to you, they must be serious, and you don't have time to be wasting your time because time is valuable.
Yeah, you notice that does happen. A lot of times people will, with a good heart, they'll come to you and they'll ask you something, and you tell them, but they're not going to do it. And it's that is being blocked by evil, and you're not really listening or really believing, but maybe you should. So anyway, so let me know when that person, if they're really willing to get into it, and if they'll call me up on the telephone, and I will be their personal coach, and I will help them and make sure they get relief, because I really want to see somebody test me you know, and use the will of the Most High against this evil thing that's called lupus. So, okay, brother. We're going to open up the microphones now, and that was answer the question there, and really got into a very serious topic, a very difficult topic, but we really got into it. Now, and if you have a question or if you have a comment, please press your star key 2 times. We want to hear from you. We want to acknowledge you. We want to talk about what you want to talk about. Please press your star key 2 times and let's hear from you.
Yes, Truman.
Yes.
Truman?
Yes, out there in Georgia, what's going on?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you carry anything that may do well as an ozonated water pill or supplement, ozonated oxygen? Do you carry anything like that in bottle form or pill form?
You're talking about oxygenation, is that correct?
Ozonated water. I've heard about
oxygenated.
Hyperbaric.
Yeah, there's oxygenated water. There's CoQ10, 200 milligrams, which you must have if you've ever had any kind of a heart issue. You want to get on 200 milligrams of CoQ10 because it's going to oxygenate the heart. And you're right, oxygenation is precious. Getting oxygenated water, I don't know if that's going to work or not work. Somebody going to have to try it and come to me and tell me it worked. And I don't have anybody doing that. So oxygenated water.
Now I'm not speaking of related to the heart necessarily. I'm just told that it's good for overall cures.
I'm sorry, say that again. You're echoed.
I'm told that it's good for all kinds of cures.
Oxygenated water for curing the body, I would like somebody to come to me and tell me that they've been cured with oxygenated water, and so far I don't have anybody that's doing that. I
understood that this treatment is given to a lot of the athletes in Germany because the U.S. doesn't recognize it, because it conflicts with the pharmaceutical companies.
Well, sure, if it works, if it works, they're not even going to let it into the country, and if they do, they're gonna fine them out of existence. It's called criminal extortion racket, and that's what our government is into.
Okay.
Yeah, but so I hear about all these various claimed cures, but until somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, I'm using oxygenated water, this one right here, and I had this and I don't have that," then I'm still waiting for somebody to do that. And I haven't, and I hear people talking about it, but you can't get it. And I don't like to talk about something I can't get or you can't get, because I'd be wasting your time. So far I can't get any oxygenated water that can claim that it is curing people. But I'd be interested in, of hearing more about it when it's available and it's legal and you can get it without the FDA wanting to destroy you in your life because you're trying to get something that might help you, and it's not in their poison chemical plan or scheme, so they don't want you to have it, and they're not going to let you have it, and you can die and they don't care, because what they care about is profit, and they don't care how many people they harm or kill until somebody yells so loud that they have to cut back. They have to say, oh, we're going to stop that. Yeah, right. You put the brakes on going, yeah, like right. And then it never happens. And all of a sudden it's swept under the rug. And then you say, well, what happened about that? Oh, well, they just didn't do it. They said they were, and then they said, no, we can't do it. We're going to let everybody die. Thank you.
So is that the same almost as putting someone in a hyperbaric chamber so that oxygen can get to the cells? Does that work similarly that way? Which I know you say you don't think it works.
Right,
but
that's another. That's another use of it. Hyperbaric oxygen. And that's another cure. But you see, the problem is the average person is never going to see that cure. It's going to be too expensive. Who can afford a hyperbaric oxygen chamber? Or you know what I mean? We're talking about things that are. My problem is, a $20 herbal tincture, and people say, "Oh, I can't afford that. I'm on a fixed income, and I can't afford $20." So where are they going to afford thousands and thousands of dollars for these German cures that you can't get, and then you have to get it underground and sneak around to get it, and then maybe it'll work, and maybe the person's a real person, and maybe they're just some scammer. So that's the problem with these, wonderful cures that come from Germany and China and so forth. And then most of these things from China are so adulterated because Chinese food and Chinese herbs are seriously contaminated, seriously adulterated, and you have to be seriously get it and make sure it has a certificate of analysis and has been thoroughly tested before you would buy anything from China. And so forth. But anyway, that's the problem with those things. So, and I can't even get people to, whenever I say, hey, this is you've got diabetes, you've got high blood pressure, you've got kidney disorder, you've got a liver that's not functioning, if they went to the medical doctor, they would charge you $1 million and then couldn't fix you. And what you need is probably about maybe $1,200, maybe $1,600 worth of natural remedies to make it all go away. And they look at me like, are you kidding? $1,600 to get rid of my diabetes and my cancer and my heart disease? I can't afford that. But I can afford to go to the doctor because the government pays for me to be depopulated, so I can go to the doctor, and they'll do $100,000 worth of poisoning me to death for nothing, but I can't afford the $1,200 or the $1,600 worth of natural remedies. I mean, that's what I get every single day when I get somebody coming to me and they tell me they got 10 diseases and cancer and diabetes and everything else. And I say, well, wow, it would probably take about 2 months and about $1,200 or $1,600 worth of herbs and getting on a system. And they look at me, they say, are you crazy? I don't have $1,600. I don't have $1,200. I'm sick. I'm broke. And I don't have any money. I only came to you because I was hoping that I could get $10 worth of herbs and be well. I get that every day, every day, and it's sad. And I talk to these people for 45 minutes or an hour, and they finally tell me, I can't afford that, and the time that you took to help me, I can't even afford to give your church a donation of a couple of dollars. So thank you, but goodbye. And I get that every day, 5 or 10 times a day. And then I get somebody who says, you know what? I realize what I'm asking you is for $1 million worth of treatments, and you found a way to deliver it, and help me and be my doctor, a natural doctor, and help me with natural remedies and not prescribe or diagnose, but show me step by step, day by day, for a month or two, and you're going to help me, and you're going to ask me for a donation of $100 one time, and I can't afford it. And then you're going to ask me for maybe $1,200 or $1,600 worth of products, or maybe only $400 or only $800. When they tell you that ain't going to happen, I don't have it. If you don't have something that's going to heal me or cure me for $5 or $10, I'm out of here. Thank you. Goodbye. I get that every day. After I've spent 30 minutes or an hour explaining what they need and how to do it, then I get thank you, goodbye, I'll call you back. And they never do. Some of them do, but mostly they don't. And I understand. Nobody can afford any other system except the medical system that's willing to poison you to death and turn you into a zombie because the government will pay for that. It's called their depopulation scheme. And Americans are doing it left, right, left. And these medical doctors are murdering them to death, left, right, left. And it's all part of the depopulation scheme, which is working perfectly and putting as much money as possible from the government and from the people right into the pharmaceutical pockets. That's the system that we have in America, and it is sickening to death. That's what it is. So talk to me about cures from hyperbolic oxygen therapy and all these other exotic things you can get from Germany if they can get through the border. Maybe they'll work, maybe they won't. But because the government's going to make sure whatever you're getting is just junk for the most part. Did you have any other question there in Georgia?
No, that's it. Thanks much.
All right. All praises to the Most High. Because that's it, folks. We got to deal with reality. Reality is people are sick, they got no money, and they need some therapy, and they need to start somewhere. They need to start then with some natural remedies and somebody who's really willing to stick with them and help them. Even if they can't afford to make a donation to me, I'll help you anyway. I will. I've done it for decades and decades. And and that's what we do. And we praise the Most High. And we get lots of healings with what we're doing, even though we're not able to give them as much as we need because they can't afford it. They come back and they say, just like Tyrone Porter did, they say, wow, a bleeding kidney that had a cancer on it, that had a stent in it, and all of that is gone. And now last week they took the stent out of Tyrone Porter's kidney, and they said, well, we're going to see if that one kidney is going to, and it's holding. It's holding, and I'm praying for Brother Tyrone Porter that he continues to be blessed and continues to be cancer-free and continues to have one kidney that is no longer bleeding and no longer has a cancer, and the doctors are shaking their heads and they've taken the stent out and they say, well, we can't believe it, but we'll see if this works. And it's working. And we're going to keep the faith and praise the Most High for healing Brother Tyrone Porter in Mississippi, and to keep him healed for the glory and for the victory of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, in the name of Yeshua. All praises to the Most High, Ahaya, Ishar, Ahaya. So be it, amen. Thank you, Heavenly Father. So that's what we're dealing with here. That's what I deal with every day. For 56 years, I've been standing in the trenches, fighting off the FDA and helping people who don't have enough money to help themselves, and that's what we do, and we're going to keep doing it, and we're going to keep doing this broadcast, and keep encouraging people to use natural remedies and to keep the faith in the Most High, because that's where the healing's coming from, and that's what I told the federal judge. I'm just praying with people. If somebody's getting healed, it's the Most High. And the federal judge looked at the FDA and laid into them and chastised them for 45 minutes before she threw them out of court, told them to never come back in that courtroom again. And they won't be back in that courtroom because they're not allowed to come back there.